So some thoughts here from the desert. And you've seen me talk about the ground a lot. One thing that came to light recently was family member actually was surprised at how much Polina and I are on the ground. This is hard ground with lots of rock. We've been driving a lot the last 3 days, hours a day. I think I drove 2 days of almost 18 hours straight, and then yesterday was 14 or 15 before taking a break, and then finished up last night with almost the same total but with a little break. So the hips can be a little tight. So beautiful thing here, we just had a little hot spring, a little motion session, and some breakfast sitting on the ground. So yummy, yummy. Just wanted to share the idea of being on the ground, and it kind of forces me to, there's a bunch of things. My mobility is kind of forced into some challenge. My resilience is challenged a little bit, and then I have to kind of stay on when I'm like this. Luna said something yesterday, I think something about, we were talking about like sitting down or something, and I want to be clear, sitting is not the problem. Sitting is the new smoking and all this. I think anything that's done all the time that doesn't require any movement, so locked positions for any time, are the problem, not just sitting, because we're seeing a lot of people with standing desks that have almost the same ailments of someone who traditionally sat. So I thought of the idea of, instead of saying sitting down, sitting on, meaning your body is on when you're sitting. And my body here on this hard surface, I know it looks like sand probably there, but it's pretty hard. The rocks are hard, there's little pebbles here. I have to kind of be on in my body for sure. Kind of see the side view here. This is the side view. And if I were sitting down, there'd be a tendency for this kind of thoracic grounding and this kind of retraction to happen, and this little bit of turning off. So sitting down turns into kind of this or this. Whereas if we're sitting on, when you think about moving the ribs away from the hips a little bit and creating a little space here, a little decompression, without flaring the ribs and get up high. And again, I could be in different positions that are going to challenge me. Ultimately, why I'm having some food. And when I get uncomfortable and something happens, like discomfort here or something, I'll go to that point, and then I can just simply switch it up, do something else, etc., sit like this and mix it up. But I'm always having to kind of sit on. I'm having to be on while I'm seated. I could be really challenge myself here. This is pretty damn uncomfortable. But now my feet are, kind of moving into plantar flexion a little bit back there. And after all this driving I've been doing, this feels actually pretty good. And then I could, of course, move into, different positions like this. And I haven't relied upon my awesome Nemo Stargazer chair, which is fucking incredible, to be clear. So there's nothing wrong with sitting, nothing wrong with standing, nothing wrong with a lot of things, but how can we mix things up, change things, and get more motion, into our lives, and mobility. And of course, I'm again getting comfortable with the ground, so then when I go and do things that require gravity, I'm not so afraid of the ground. So food for thought. Speaking of food, I'm going to get back to mine. So thanks for watching. Peace and love.